Welcome to the True Core Crew podcast, where we discuss everything health and fitness, giving you the tools and tips to not only build, but live your best life, body, mind, and spirit. Thanks for joining us. Happy Thursday, Annapolis Health, Fitness, Wellness, Nutrition, Mindset. Happy Thursday, everyone out there. My name is Shannon Logan. I'm the owner of True Core in Annapolis, Maryland, and I am joined today by my wonderful client success manager, Miss Aline Wetzel.
Hello. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Friday Eve.
Friday Eve. We say it every week. Or if you're listening on a Monday or maybe a Sunday, you know, it's not too far off. Hang on there. The weekend is coming. If you're currently on the weekend listening to this, that's all good too, because another weekend is coming down the pike.
Yes, it does.
So, Aline, give me a bright spot to your week. What's one of the highlights of your week thus far?
I got a PR on my bench press. 155 pounds. Yay!
For you guys that don't know Aline well enough out there, bench press is like her...
my jam. It's my jam.
Likes it more than she likes tasty cake with frosting.
Cool Whip. Yeah, Cool Whip. Cool Whip.
It's also her jam.
Yes. Was. I've moved on.
I bet if you had one though, you would still really enjoy it.
But I haven't, because I probably would really enjoy it, and I know better. I wouldn't just have one. There's just one.
One's too many, 1,000's never enough.
Accurate.
All right. So, crew, let's get into some good topics. So we've had some good conversations the past couple of weeks. We talked about how a gym can save you money, right? We talked about metabolism. We got really nerdy with that a couple episodes ago. What other great conversations we had? Goal setting. It's been a good year so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some might say we have the best topic of all time today. Some might say we have a puzzle that has never yet been figured out. How to be happy. Dun, dun. So a thing to know about how we coach our clients, how I like to interact with my clients and my members, is that I have found in my 16 years in the fitness industry that I cannot just treat the body. If I try just to treat the body, I might get short-term results. Long-term, everything goes back to the way it was before. So we must treat the mind and we must treat the spirit as well to make lasting change. So happiness really comes into play there.
Absolutely.
Aline, are you happy?
Some would say.
What would you say?
That I'm probably one of the happiest people that someone could encounter. I think I'm happier more than I'm not.
Okay, that's good.
I'm happy. I do have tips and tricks and ways to regain that happiness.
So I have a question to propose to you. Okay. Can you or can a person be happy without success?
Yes.
How?
You have to choose to be happy. Just because you haven't reached the specific point of success that you are striving for doesn't mean you can't be happy with the progress that you're making towards that point.
So you can be happy if you still have not yet achieved, let's say, that lifelong goal?
Absolutely.
I know I fall victim. I don't want to call the word victim because I do believe
you just fall short when it comes to that.
I fall short of thinking, you know, I'll be happy when. I'll be happy when I get these many clients. I'll be happy when my daughter sleeps through the night fully. I'll be happy when, you know, my car is paid off. I'll be happy X, Y, and Z. You can throw anything in there. And what I have found personally, and what I've actually read quite a bit about, and we talked about this on an episode a little while ago, is that whenever I get that thing, right, car paid off, daughter sleeps through the night, that number of clients, I just move where that line is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I keep moving that goalpost. And so I'm actually chasing happiness instead of kind of letting it wash over me and embrace it. The Declaration of Independence says pursuit of happiness, right? Lifelong pursuit of happiness.
Mm-hmm.
So is it something that we're always chasing and never get? Or are we just choosing not to let it kind of wash over us at times?
It's a choice. Happiness is a choice. It's a mindset. You'll never be happy if you're always striving to get to the next goal. You have to appreciate where you are in this particular moment and all that you accomplished to get to where you are in this particular moment. And happiness is pretty much the ultimate goal, but feelings are impermanent. They come and go. You can feel joy moment to moment or irritability. And the absence of joy can leave us feeling unhappy. And then we question everything. Where did we go wrong? But if we take a moment and pause and reflect, we might see that we are actually content with life. And it's okay to be where we are before we look forward to getting to that next goal.
Now, I would argue that it's almost not our fault in terms of the way that society is nowadays, right? Like I think, my opinion, we're raised to believe that if we grow up, we get a job, find a good partner, get married, have a family, earn the right amount of money. If we, live the American dream, then we'll be happy.
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily, right? And what happens in between all of those steps? Is that mean I have no happiness in between getting a job and finding a husband or a wife, depending on who you are? And is happiness really a destination or is it a journey?
Journey.
Possibly. How do we define happiness? How do you define happiness, Aline?
I find being content how things are makes me happy, because if I'm discontent, I'm probably anxious or depressed or concerned. So being content and being able to accept things as they are, not for what I think they should be, allows me to be happy. I'm not sure if that actually is a specific description, but I know that that's how I view how I become happy or how I maintain my happiness per se.
Yeah, I think it varies by person, which is why I think it's also important that each individual takes, a little bit of time, maybe 3 minutes, and thinks about how they define happiness. So you defined it as contentment. I think that's great. I don't know how I define it. I have to take some time and reflect on it myself, because I think I can confuse it with joy. I think I can confuse it with contentment for me as well. But every feeling we have is fleeting. Everything that's good passes, and everything that is bad passes.
Yes.
And so when I was preparing for this conversation today, I kind of thought this week, I paid attention to how I was feeling through the day. And I know anyone out there, especially any moms out there, can relate to this. Is I have a million feelings a day, any females out there, but also like right. And like I can be at like 12, 15 and feel fantastic and on top of the world, and oh my gosh, I'm living my dream life, and I got my baby girl and work's fantastic, and this is awesome. And then an email will come in at 12:16 and I'm like, oh my God, everything is horrible. Oh, I'm exhausted, I'm worn out, I'm burned out, and I have no energy, I have no hope. Dave Best, if you listen to this, a shout out again about hope. But then that feeling might pass, and then I'm braced with, oh, okay, like this is all right. It could be better, but it could be worse. And that all happens within a span of like 5 minutes. So I think it's important to know that all feelings pass, good and bad. I used to think that my feelings would kill me. I feel things really intensely. I have anxiety. And at times I felt like, oh my gosh, this feeling is going to overcome me and I won't be able to get out of it. Luckily, I've, done some work on my end and have worked through that. And now I can sit with uncomfortability, which is never fun, but you need to be able to do it. But I think it's important to pay attention. Like we've been talking a lot about gratitude, right? We talked about writing down 3 things each day that have been good. But I think it's important that each person kind of defines what happiness is for them and then keep track of it, right? So like set a goal for the week of where you want to be at the end of the week. And then when you get there, take some time and enjoy how you feel in that goal instead of moving the goalpost to the next marker, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of like I've been trying to wrap my head around what happiness is. If you're looking for some resources, some good books to help you identify how to live in a happier mindset or how to define happiness for you, there's a book out there called 10% Happier by Dan Harris. That's really good. There's another one out there called The Happiness Advantage by Sean Anker. That's really well written too. Shockingly enough, people are actually out there researching how to be happy and live achieve ultimate contentment with their life, right? Regardless of the situation.
Another one that's helpful is The Gap in the Game. I know we talked about that book before, but that also in being happy with where you are and not just looking forward.
Right. Look over your shoulder. For sure.
Yeah. See how far you've come instead of how far you still have to go.
I was talking to a mentor / friend of mine, Mr. Colm O'Reilly, that you know, Aline, yesterday, and we were talking about reassurance and how like to have kind of happiness or contentment or feel secure in life, you need to come to a standpoint where that you know that you can be okay in the face of adversity, right? And so
absolutely.
That self-trust. So leading from a happiness standpoint, like how can I be happy if I fail? How can I be happy if this happens? How can I be happy if that happens? Because like you mentioned, happiness is a choice. And even if I don't get the number of clients I want or I don't pay off my car, I bet I can find things in my day that I am grateful and feel happy about.
Absolutely.
Like maybe it's not raining.
Even though it's raining today. But if it wasn't raining, we need rain for the flowers, honey. You know, rain isn't always bad.
For sure.
In your perspective, it's how you look at things.
So if I fail, right, I'm someone a little bit, I've talked about type A, possibly perfectionistic point of perspective. If I fail, right, I like to give that label failure across the board. Well, first of all, what does that mean? What does it actually stand for? But maybe that's just feedback instead of failure. Maybe it's just a little bit of feedback of, all right, this is not the route to go down. That I tried that did not work. At least I know that's no longer an option. I'm trying to do that a little bit more in my own mindset.
Good. You deserve that. You deserve to give yourself some grace, ma'am.
Grace. I love that word too. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
What else about happiness do you want to add in?
I mean, it really has to do with being optimistic with your outlook, perspective. I know like a lot of times you don't want to hear people say, people say it could be worse. I mean, honestly, it could. There's a war going on right now elsewhere, you know, we are experiencing that.
Right.
Thank you to whomever it is that you look up to, or even if you don't look up to anybody, you know, things could be definitely worse. We have a lot of amazing things to be grateful for. And it really is, it's a choice to be grateful for where you are, what you have. Not everybody has everything that they want, but I bet you they have everything that they need. And that's where we also fall short sometimes too. It's not taking into consideration that they're not going without anything. They may want something else, but you're pretty okay. Try to be content with what you have.
You do an excellent drill with our transformation clients that you work with. You have them do one thing a week that brings them joy.
Yes, because a lot of adults forget to do that because they are, especially moms. I mean, actually, the couple of gentlemen that I've worked with really had to think about it because we get so focused on work and the home and the kids and taking care of everybody else that we forget to take care of ourselves. At least doing those things that absolutely make our heart content and bring us joy. It could be painting, it could be playing the guitar, it could be going to the gym. That's mine, by the way.
Bench press. Bench press. Yeah. So you work with them and say, hey, what are you going to do this week for joy? And like you said, it can be something very simple. Besides the fact that it feels great when they do that thing, whatever it is, guitar, walk in the woods for me, there's actually joy that comes from the anticipation of it as well. Like if I'm looking forward to meeting my friend for a pedicure, that happiness radiates through me as each time I think, oh, I'm going to meet her Friday afternoon for a pedicure. Oh, it's going to feel so nice when they massage my feet.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to see how cute my toes are.
It is about to be flip-flop weather, you know.
And by the way, that was just an example. I wish I had a pedicure scheduled for Friday. I do not. I need to get
Hey, you busy tomorrow? No.
Oh, I am. But by the time this goes out, the B&A half marathon is this weekend, and we are a packet pickup for them. So that'll be fun tomorrow afternoon. But
okay.
So remember, guys, our main slogan is progress, not perfection. So we talk about a lot. Implement this, do that, add this, change your outlook here. Just try one thing one time a day. You know, don't try to go from a completely pessimistic individual that has no happiness to think that you're going to be the most easygoing, dancing through the wildflowers person tomorrow. Cut yourself some slack, have some grace, like Aline just said, and just try one habit 1 week and see what happens. So maybe it's, I'm going to schedule one thing that brings me joy this week, and then do that, and do that for a month and see what happens.
Or writing down the 3 things you're grateful for. It'll definitely help change your perspective. Instead of thinking about what you don't have, be grateful for what you do have.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good, easy one. Feel free to reach out to us on the Book of Face, Shannon Logan and Aline Wetzel. You can email me, Shannon at truecorecoaching.com. Aline, ALINE at truecorecoaching.com. If you have requests of things you would like to be discussed, feel free to slip them in the show notes or send us an email. Subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss anything. And that's about all I got today. How about you, Miss Aline?
That was a great topic. One of my favorites.
So yeah. I tried to give tangible. So if nothing else, write down 3 things you're grateful for today and see how it changes, and or schedule one thing that brings you joy this week and see how you move.
Please. You have no idea how that little tiny thing that you're doing could really brighten your mood.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you for your time, girl. I'll talk to you next time.
Have a great day.
You too. Until then, everyone out there, go dream and then build your best life. And if you need any help, we're here to walk the journey with you. Have a great one.
Bye.
Thanks so much for joining us today. Interested in learning more? Join our free Facebook group, Annapolis Health, Fitness, Nutrition, and Mindset, where we give out resources every week and even have live trainings on helping you live your best life. Hope to see you there.